everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori. Wanted to do a video on the current energies right now that I have been tapping into. So today is June 15th, I believe. It's June 15th, yeah. And whether you're watching this in the next day or two, or in a month, 3 months, 6 months, it doesn't matter. When you listen to this message is perfect for you. So the first thing that I want to express to everyone that's watching this right now is that we are doing a massively amazing job. Now, there are many of us that are still having major up and down roller coaster rides, right? And we are being pushed and challenged to really settle into, accept, and not judge this process. One of the things that came through in terms of what we are all moving through, or many of us are moving through, is this remembering that this has never been done before. So we are all sort of like chickens with our heads cut off, right? And we're looking around saying, how do we do this? What are we doing here? You know, we're all navigating this. Even the spiritual teachers. The spiritual teachers have never done this before either. Don't forget that they are doing this for the first time. We're all pioneers, figuring this entire process of ascending out. And so we have to really take the pressure off of ourselves right now. We've done a massively amazing job to get to where many of us are right now. And there are many of you that will watch this and say, well, I'm not there yet, or she doesn't understand where I'm at. I'm very depressed, or I'm very sad. That's okay. You are in this journey with me and everybody else. You're in it. You're moving. You're shifting. It's just that whatever you dropped down into in your physical form and in this lifetime, whatever Akashic record you created for yourself, there may be more intense emotions that you are clearing. Or I've already cleared my intense emotional consciousnesses, right? We're all on different paths, but we're all on the same universal ascension journey that none of us have done before. So please remember, first and foremost, that we are all pioneers. We don't know what the freak this is or how to do it, right? We are all learning as we go along. So remember that as you are judging yourselves and comparing yourself to other people, other spiritual teachers, anybody that is sharing information about where they are and what they're experiencing, and et cetera, right? They're doing their thing and they're navigating it for the first time as well, right? They're swimming through this consciousness just like you and I are, okay? The second thing is that we have done a really, really good job so far. We just can't see it, right? We are our worst critics, so to speak, in terms of the ascension process. So we will probably never really think that we're doing it good enough. Some of us will never quite be like, I'm really doing a great job. I'm really ascending in the way that I want to. Until you reach whatever destination you have in your mind that you're trying to get to, which is, of course, a disservice to yourself, because the gift is the present moment, right? There's a reason why it's called the present. It's a gift. Every now moment is a gift for us, because this experience, you guys, is going to be a fleeting moment. It's going to be gone before we know it. And we're going to be out of these physical forms looking back and saying, oh my God, can you believe what we did? Can you believe what we did? And I hope I devoured every experience. I hope I devoured all of it. I know it's extremely challenging when you're in really uncomfortable emotional states, when you are shifting and pivoting out of one experience and into another. But that's the ascension process. And that's what we're learning how to do. We're learning how to move from one career into another career. We're learning how to surrender and let go of control in a way that we have never done before. We are learning how to discern what it is that resonates with us, regardless of what the collective around us is believing in, is trying to buy us into, pull us into the paradigms, right? We are learning how to trust consciousnesses, energy, beings, including the aspects of you like your higher self and I am presence that we can't see. It's like you've got a blinder on, right? So you're blindly moving forward and you're being led by people, or not even people, by beings that you can't see. So it's like a double blind trust. Very challenging. So where we are right now on a collective level for many of us energetically is that we are feeling way more. The 3 words that came in today were sensitivity, expansion, and embodiment. And that's what we are really nailing right now. So as we shift in our own vibrational rate and frequency within our physical forms, we're remembering and learning how to embody it, how to get into our physical form, right? And as we are learning how to do that, we are accepting and opening and surrendering to the emotions, thoughts, and beliefs. Now, many of us don't like them, but we are learning how to soften into them and let them flow, right? As opposed to holding them and being in that hamster wheel, right? We're getting better at that. That allows us to shift a little bit. And now we're starting to recognize our sensitivity energetically with so many more things, not just our own energetic field, not just with our own thoughts and beliefs and emotions, but now because we are learning how to embody our own physical form, coming into our form, and we are learning how to feel again energetically and resonate. When we step out into the world, we're like overloaded, right? It's like, oh my God, there is a lot more energetically going on than I may or may not have been aware of. So your sensitivity, your little antennas are much more receptive to all of the consciousness. Now, we have been doing this very slowly, even though some of you may be like, nah, my ascension and my awakening has been happening really fast. And it may be because that's how you designed it. But for the most part, it is happening in a slower way because otherwise we would be bombarded by the amount of consciousness, which is energy, all around us. So we have to do this in a very delicate and slow way, right? Even though we want it to be fast and we want to get going, we have to remember that we don't know exactly what we're doing and we don't really understand it until we are in it, experiencing it. And then it makes sense. Oh, no wonder it's a slow process. Because if you were to all of a sudden find yourself embodied into your physical form, find yourself resonating in a really high vibration, feeling all your emotions, thoughts, and beliefs that are dense moving through you, and then walking out into the world where there are an infinite amount of consciousnesses to be experienced on the spectrum of third dimension, which goes from fear, rage, destruction, chaos, rape, killing, right? And on and on and on to peace, love, unity, oneness. Those exist in a third dimension. You can experience that if you're still in a third dimensional frequency. It's just not as intense as it is in a fourth or a fifth, right? And it's harder to hold that consciousness when you are still anchored into a third dimensional field, but you can still access it in a third dimensional spectrum. It's still in a third dimensional spectrum. So if we were to all of a sudden just be embodied and jump out into the world as this super energetic being all of a sudden, we would literally it would be like an overload of sensory overload, right? So this is a slow process. So where we are right now is this kind of exciting stage, even if it's still challenging to move through what we're moving through emotionally, mentally, physically, right? It's still exciting because we really are doing it, you guys. We're coming into our bodies more and we're starting to feel more, which means that we are more sensitive. That word is a little bit tricky. I don't really like that word, but all that means is that You're able to feel your field, right? The kind of bumper around your sovereign field is starting to get more electric. It's starting to turn on more, right? It's starting to feel more and more and more. Why? Because you are continuing to shift and shift and shift. And the more that you come into your body, the more you feel this energetic field around you. Okay? So the more you come in and embody and ground into your form, the more you're going to feel all the uncomfortable stuff. But bravo, good job, way to go, because that's the only way through and into the next dimensional field, which also allows you and begins to allow you to feel that bumper way more, right? And so what we're recognizing is, oh my God, as I'm feeling that bumper, I'm starting to understand what resonance means. Oh, now I'm starting to really be pulled away from people, away from situations. Things don't feel good anymore. I don't like being in certain situations, certain classes, certain jobs, certain home environments, even on the phone with people. There's such a gamut now of experiences that we've been having for so long that now that we are coming in and really increasing the vibratory rate within our form and starting to really feel that field, the resonance within us is getting intense. And so that's where a lot of us are, is this, oh my God, a dissonance. The dissonance is my resonance, how I feel, is telling me not to hang out with this person anymore. My mind and my ego is saying, well, that's my brother, or that's my father, or that's my best friend, or that's my lover. What do you mean I don't feel like hanging out with them anymore? That's dissonance. Because what that means is there's a dissonance between what you're feeling energetically, which is it doesn't feel good energetically to be with this person right now. And yet my mind and my ego and the right thing to do is saying, this is the label that this person is. And this is how you are in that label in a third dimensional matrix. You're not supposed to not want to be close to that person, right? That's the dissonance that's happening with us. This is the next sort of challenge there's many challenges coming up, beautiful challenges, but it's like the next level up of ascension, right? We've been coming into the body, we've been getting into our sovereign field, we've been feeling all of our emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and trying to understand them more, becoming more sovereign, allowing everything to move through us. Now it's like, oh, I am resonating now, I'm vibrating now. I cry at a drop of a hat, right? You're feeling more deeper love moments. Like you'll be in a yoga class and you're kind of looking around like, I freaking love everybody. I don't even know who they are, right? And then there's moments of just like caved in, going to your yoga class or whatever, and you're just like, leave me alone. I just want to be in this space. I'm like, I'm closed in. But you're inside the body. That's the difference now. You're not floating out, unable to feel your energetic field, completely numb to the energies around you. For many, many, many years, for most of us, we have been numb to the energies around us. Now we are getting clear and resonating. So now it becomes deeply, deeply, deeply honoring what you are feeling and what is your truth. So it's the third thing that's really important to understand energetically right now. Of course, there's nothing wrong with any of us and what we're experiencing, but we are going to come up against many experiences and people in our lives that are not resonating and vibrating where we are. And this is where the struggle or the conflict sort of begins to be felt. And so it becomes a massive amount of deep, deep surrendering to where you are and where the other individual or experience is at. Whether it's a job or a foundation you're doing, a fundraiser you're doing, volunteer work, anything, whatever it may be, a relationship, your own relationship with yourself, right? You have to start to have severe amounts of compassion for where you are resonating and where the other individual is resonating. There's nothing wrong with where they are or where that experience is, and there's nothing wrong with where you are and where your experience is. But many of us are going to be called to start to listen to that resonance more and more, be okay with it, trust it, and then vocalize it. So a very important piece to this is to not hold it in, is to voice it out. How are you feeling? How are you resonating? What feels good and what doesn't feel good? And honoring that piece of you. That's part of the ascension process right now, is not ignoring any longer what you are resonating with and what you are feeling. You know, if you feel angry, feel it, right? A lot of us stop our emotional energies that are moving through us right now because of what somebody else may say, think, or feel. And there is an aspect of you deep down that knows you can't keep doing that. You have to express. You have to let it out. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I need. This is where I'm being drawn to, right? It takes a lot of courage, this next kind of energetic space that we're moving into. And then it's a lot of creation that we have to start to recognize that we are doing, creating our realities, creating what we want to buy into or believe in or play in, right? So it's about starting to recognize that you are a creator being now. You're creator being. There's no victims. You're not a victim, right? You're not shackled to any belief. You're not shackled to any emotion. You're not shackled to any paradigm. What's happening right now for many of us is deep, deep discernment, which is resonance, and getting really clear on what you are believing in, what paradigms you're believing in, what paradigms you're buying into and playing in. Does it resonate with me anymore, any longer? Do I feel it? Do I believe it? This is an aspect of the ascension process, because when you anchor into a fourth dimensional field and a fifth dimensional field, you are the creator of your reality. Nobody else is. And you understand that, which means that you own every now moment that you're experiencing. And you own every emotion that you're feeling, every thought that you're feeling, every belief. And you are dissecting it. Is this what I want to experience? Is this what I believe? Is this my truth? Now, this is different than the denser consciousnesses that are moving through you. Okay, so the emotions and thoughts and beliefs that are denser, that you are not buying into anymore, you look at, you acknowledge, and you recognize that it's falling away, so to speak, so that you can anchor into the next dimensional field, right? And then you start to get real conscious of when you are out in your world, even at home, watching TV, reading newspapers, reading a book, reading anything, listening to any podcast, watching any YouTube video, anything you're doing. What paradigm is that information in? Everything's in a paradigm. There's an infinite amount of paradigms. And a paradigm is a collective consciousness that holds thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. And in that collective, with that thought, belief, and emotions, it directs people. It tells people how to be. It tells people truths and falses and shoulds and shouldn'ts, the right thing, the wrong thing. And there's paradigms in every culture. There's paradigms in every group and sect. There's paradigms in every space that you move in. So it becomes a matter of starting to discern and get real clear on what you are buying and playing in, what you are participating in. And are you comfortable with it? Do you believe it? Every paradigm has a truth to it. But just because the paradigm has truth to it, even scientific proof of truth, doesn't mean it's your truth. Doesn't mean it's your reality. If you are not playing in that paradigm, then it's no longer your truth and your reality, and you can switch into a totally different paradigm that holds a truth and a reality that you resonate with. As you shift into higher states of consciousness, you are going to resonate with people, places, events, and experiences completely different than your now moment. And you will continue to. So you are learning, we are all learning right now how to do this. How to recognize that, oh my God, I'm in physical form. Oh my God, I'm in physical form. And I am now having to learn how to shift consciousness in that physical form and how to understand how to play in that consciousness and in that energy and choose now what I want to be in, what I want to play in. That I'm not a victim anymore. Nobody's handcuffing me to anything. I get to choose what I want to believe in. I get to choose that. And it all comes down to feeling, the sensitivity of it, the resonance of it. So we're all doing an amazing job. It's like all along the way, we're making these little strides in this ascension journey. And all along, it gets a little bit easier and a little bit more challenging, right? We nail certain parts, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves in another challenging piece, right? Many of us are nailing the embodiment right now. We've got that. We are embodying, and we're feeling more and more and more. We're nailing the feeling piece. Now we have to understand resonance, and we have to start to speak our truths on what resonates and doesn't resonate anymore. Or you may be in the place where now I got to get real clear on the paradigms I'm playing into and the paradigms I believe in and choosing which one. I'm a creator being. I got to remember that. Many of you are in that space right now. I'm a creator being. What am I creating? What does my reality look like? What am I buying into? Do I believe the things and the paradigms that people are buying into? All paradigms are constantly shifting as consciousness shifts. Nothing's stagnant and stays, okay? So where we are right now and the energy that many of us are experiencing is sensitivity, embodiment, right? Really embodying our humanness and experiencing our sensitivity and then beginning to create our realities, decide what you want to buy into. So if you're more sensitive, it's okay. You're ascending. If you're embodying your physical form more and more and feeling more density perhaps, it's okay. You're ascending. If you're walking out into the world and your radar's going off and you can't, it's too much, it's okay. You're ascending. You're safe. You're in your own sovereign field, but you're ascending. So you're navigating this. If you're starting to recognize, holy cow, look at my beliefs. Do I believe that? Look at all these paradigms. Do I want to buy into that? Do I want to buy into that? You're ascending. You're learning how to ascend. You're learning how to live as a physical body, shifting consciousness. That's what you're doing. You're learning. Never been done before. And we're navigating it together. Thank God we have each other to navigate this. Okay? We're all doing this together at the same time. What a gift. It's a miraculous thing what we're doing. Okay, we're all on our own journeys. We're all on our own paths, right? Some of us are farther along than others, but we're all walking together towards that next highest dimensional field and then the next highest dimensional field. So right now, if you're super sensitive, it's okay. If you are feeling really dense in your physical form, it's okay. If you're starting to notice your belief systems more and more, and what am I believing, and that doesn't resonate anymore, great. If you're starting to notice that you are no longer resonating with all these different experiences and people, but you're having a hard time speaking it, that's okay. You're ascending. You're learning how to ascend. My phone's about to die, so I'm going to cut this one short, but that's the synopsis of the energy that a lot of us are feeling right now. And so be gentle with yourself wherever you are along your journey, okay? Just remember, this has never been done. It's never been done before. So good job. Good job wherever you are. Good job. You're okay. You're okay. You're doing it. Don't forget. You dropped down into this physical form to do this. You know how to do this. There's an aspect of you inside your physical form that knows how to do this. You know. So, and you're going to do it. So can you take the pressure off just a little bit? Can you wipe the, brush the weight off that you're holding? All the pressure you're putting on yourself? The amount of things that we do to beat ourselves up. How can I be this sensitive right now? How can I go from anger and rage to love and sadness and crying, right? It's okay. Ascension. It's called ascension. How can I no longer resonate with being with my mother or being with my father or being with my brothers or my partner, for God's sake? You're ascending. It's okay. You're going to figure it out. We're all figuring it out. Take the pressure off. Maybe find a little bit of fun somewhere in there. Remember, there will be a moment that you will no longer be in physical form. And a lot of you are saying, okay, great, when's that going to be? I'd like to not be in my physical form anymore. There will be a moment where you will actually be excited and happy and grateful that you're in your physical form. There will be a moment that you will find yourself grateful and happy to be in this physical form doing this. And there will be a moment that you will no longer be in this physical form. And it is a miraculous gift, what we are doing. It is an opportunity. And it's not always fun. It's not always easy. And it can feel very lonely. But there are millions of us that are doing this collectively and together. So you're not alone. Okay? And we're doing a great job. I kept hearing that. Great job, great job, great job. You guys are doing a great job. We're moving. We are shifting. We're shifting. I love you all so much. And if this video resonates with you, give it a little thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll be doing my next YouTube live on Tuesday, June, 15, 16, 17, 18th. Tuesday, June 18th, 4 p.m. Pacific. So come along. I come here on my channel live, 4 p.m. next Tuesday, June 18th, I think. And I have a new master's class coming up, June 28th. It's I'm going to be teaching all about anchoring into the fourth dimension. It's $29, and it's recorded, so if you can't make it live, June 28th at 10 a.m., 2 hours, anchoring into the fourth dimension. We'll do an awesome meditation, call in our beautiful star family and guides, and learn about anchoring in. I love you all. And if this video resonates with you, pass it along to somebody else that may need to hear the message. And I'll see you next time. Be gentle with yourselves. We're doing it. We are doing it. And we're not alone. I love you all so much.